Wigan Athletic manager Roberto Martinez today met with representatives of some of the Latics fans' websites to answer questions and discuss the progress made since his arrival. It was a no-holds-barred discussion with several hot topics, ranging from transfers to the state of the pitch at the DW Stadium. The manager hosted the discussion in the first-team dressing room at the DW, and everyone was delighted they had their chance to give the Gaffer a grilling.
Paul, a unique opportunity today, welcomed into the home team dressing room for a formal chat with the Gaffer. How'd it go?
Oh, it went really well. I mean, to be able to do this as a fan of Wigan Athletic and to be able to not just meet the manager, but the fact that he's doing it at all, probably unique in the Premier League, I'm sure, and maybe even amongst all 92 football clubs. Genuine pleasure for me.
Are you happy that the main issues surrounding the fans were covered today? Are you happy with the outcome?
Definitely. I mean, to be fair to Roberto and to Ed Jones as well, they've never put restrictions on what we can ask. Some uncomfortable questions do get asked from time to time, and they're always open and upfront about the answers. Absolutely bang on. Confident
as well with the answers that the Gaffer gave, the direction the club's been taken into?
He's a perennially positive man, is Roberto, and it comes across in every interview he gives. Not just the questions we ask here, when you see him in the media, whether it's TV or radio or even in the papers, always positive, always gives a good impression, always leaves, I think, everybody with a positive, upbeat impression of the club going forward.
And of course, matters on the pitch are what the club revolves around ultimately. How have you felt about this season and the 12 games to the running?
I think roller coaster probably don't even begin to describe it. It's been difficult at times for everybody. No matter how loyal you think you might be, it is difficult. I think maybe the last couple of games we have turned a corner. The game on Saturday was fantastic. I'm not saying I'd like us to go down, but we play like that every week and end up going down, and it's not as bad as if we end up surrendering and losing games and going down that way. So I'm quite positive about the way the running's going to go for us, definitely.
That sense of togetherness is as strong now, needs to be as strong now as it ever has been in our history.
I think so. I think the last thing you need, when you're a club of our size and our stature, the last thing you need is the players not being together. The manager's told us today that they absolutely are together, and if they can bring that attitude onto the pitch, I think the only way really is up.
How was it for you today? It's a unique thing for the club to put on.
That's absolutely fantastic. It was really good, and I was surprised how open he was and how positive in regards to Wigan Athletic. It makes you really positive for the next few matches, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, knowing that Roberto's like that behind the scenes.
And of course, we've had Jonathan Jackson, our chief exec, here today, outlining the future of the club, where we are at the moment, and where we're going direction-wise. Are you happy with the answers that came out?
Well, yeah, I asked Jonathan a few questions because I was conscious that there were other representatives from Wigan here as well. So I took the opportunity to understand the finances and how we're managing that as well. And I got the answers that I wanted in regards to, there's no comments in regards to this. There's proper answers in regards to what we're going to do in the future. It was really good.
It's an experience too that brings supporters closer to the club. Like you said before, it's unique. Not a lot of clubs, if any, do it in the Premier League, and it's something special that we put on.
Yeah. I think it should be advertised. People should be made aware. Wigan has this problem with the media element and the support that it gets, and I think that we should support and emphasise what we do here and let people know about it.
Issues on the pitch are always at the forefront of our minds. We've got a massive 12 games coming up, and in particular, more so now, 3 big games against Liverpool, United and City. What are your thoughts for the running?
If we can play like we did against Blackburn, the positive ways that we have been recently, it can only hold us in good stead in regards to playing those matches. I think, ironically, like Roberto said, we're just hitting teams just as they're playing well. I think we've got a chance maybe against City, but Liverpool, we can get a point out of that, that'll be great. But again, at Anfield, we've been there before, we've been leading, and the referee made sure that controversial.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. I just always remember the sending off and leading at Anfield 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, and how much that contributed to the result of the match in the end. But anything against Liverpool would be great, a result. But we've done that before here at the DW. Hopefully we can get points. But yes, the 12 games will be absolutely massive.
How's the day been for you, Barry?
Well, it's been fantastic getting to meet Roberto and talk about what's been happening at the club and what we're going to expect, and his thoughts and his ideas. Absolutely fantastic.
Confident in the direction the club's been taken as well. We had Jonathan Jackson, our chief exec, here today. A lot of nitty-gritty got dealt with, but some good answers.
Yeah, some cracking answers. Yeah, knowing that the financial side of things are spot on, and from Roberto, the playing side of things with the reserves and the youth team as well, and what we're trying to do with the future, become self-reliant and not depend on having to sell players, which has been something that the club's been on since it's been in the Premier League.
Does it help give that clearer idea of the direction that the club's been taken in, gives that sort of transparency to how things are being worked at the club?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely gives a bit of transparency, and it's fantastic. I mean, for a Premier League club to actually do this and be so transparent with its supporters and what's going on behind the scenes is just fantastic.
And great to bring the supporters, as you say, close to the club. It is a unique opportunity. I can't think of any other Premier League club that offers the same chance.
Can't think of any club that offers the same chance. Never mind Premier League club. And to say I feel privileged is a bit of an understatement. It's a bit overwhelming, to be honest. And I think it just shows that Wigan Athletic are truly a community club, and they're here for the supporters.
Issues on the pitch as well. We've got a massive 12 games coming up. Confident going into them?
Oh, very confident, yeah. The returning of James McCarthy, we've seen over the last 4 games, he's been a massive loss to us while he's been out. Bringing him back in the team, I think we're going to there's enough there for us to get the points we need to stay up, definitely.
Is James the one who stood out for you this season? What kind of players have you had your eye on?
Well, James has stood out because he's been missing, and it's like you don't sometimes realise how good a player is until they're not there anymore, and his influence has definitely been missed. But Charlie's been awesome. But the player of the season for me so far has got to be Ali. He's plays with a smile on his face, fantastic keeper, and he's just lifted the whole place as well. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think also about James as well, it's as good an example as any other player we have of the direction the Gaffer's taken the club in, and the players he's trying to produce and bring through. Okay, James came from Hamilton, but we've also got players like Callum McManaman coming through the youth system and making an impression on the team.
Yeah. You can see that with the game we played at Bolton and also at Hull in the Cup, and the young lads coming through. And I've not been down to the reserves this season, but I did go last season. You see the young lads playing down there, and the reserves like Redmond and McManaman, who were playing for the reserves last season, and then you see them on the bench this season, and you think, yeah, you can see what's happening behind the scenes, and it is coming to fruition.